Let me adjust our angle here. Hello, friends. I'm just gonna adjust ourselves here while we wait for the YouTube notifications to let people know that I have decided to spontaneously live stream. Normally, I like to tell people in advance on my Instagram or community tab, but normally I know I'm going to do it a little further in advance. But I have to work on this illustration, and I figured, you know what? I have some time today to do a live stream, so why not? Hello, welcome, friends. I'm glad that people were able to pop into my very spontaneous live stream. Hey, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you guys? Hey, Tina, first time being this early. Yay! Thank you so much. I need more of you, lady. I'm glad. I have a video that I just finished editing that will go up tomorrow. And then, yeah, I decided to pop on a live stream today because why the heck not? Happy almost Friday. Yes. So glad I can make the stream when it starts. Yay. What? I'm at the gym right now and got the notification. LOL, almost done with my sketchbook too. Yay. Awesome. Such a good feeling to be almost done a sketchbook. I'm very, very excited. Yeah, this is technically the second last page in terms of what the actual page is in the sketchbook, but this is the last page, if that makes sense. I'm glad I got the notification in time. Yay, I'm glad. What are your plans for the New Year's? So New Year's Eve, I am, so the thing about New Year's Eve is I'm sure this is probably the case in most places, but especially here in Toronto, it is so busy and crazy that I just don't even find it worth it to go out because it's just pandemonium. So my friend and I are just gonna have like a fun night in, which is what I typically do for New Year's Eve, is just like hang out with friends, drink some champagne, watch some movies or the ball drop or whatever it is. I just finished both of my sketchbooks. Wow, good for you. That's amazing. Yes, hello. What a great way to end the work week. Yay, I'm glad. I finished 3 drawings of Howl's Moving Castle and on the 4th one now. Wow, good job. That's awesome. I heard that J-Hope of BTS is performing at a New Year's Eve. I think the New York one, the one in New York. So I don't have cable, but I might have to figure out how I can access that because I would love to watch that. Sorry if I'm a little sniffly. I'm just still dealing with like the residuals of a cold that I had. So I'm pretty much better, but just a teeny bit of a sniffle here. I love your art so much. It inspires me. Thank you so much. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm in a great mood today, hence why I decided to pop onto a live stream. Plus, I figured I wanted to advertise the fact that this is going to be the December Patreon reward, because shameless plug on my behalf. I think it's going to be very cute. I have high hopes for it. For my patrons, if any of you here are my patron, I would have shown that the theme is clown this month, or jester. And this is the artwork for the sticker. I think she turned out super, super cute. I love this character design. I might draw her again at some point. And if you saw my reel/short/TikTok, I did a little short video showing how she translated into an actual sticker. The little stars and like the pearls around the heart and like the little teardrop are all sparkly. I'm obsessed with little sparkle like bit on stickers. So anyway, You have until December 31st to join my Patreon if you want the clown theme rewards. So the sticker, and then I'm working on the print right now. What's up, patron squad? Yay! Hello, hello. Can't wait to get the December reward. Are you gonna go on any art goals of 2023 video? I'm not sure yet. I have done like an art goals video for the past 2 years, and so it feels like a nice tradition, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I want to set any like hard resolutions this coming year, just because I sometimes it can be a little bit discouraging, New Year's resolutions, when you don't meet them. Like, I feel as though a lot of the art goals that I set out for myself at the beginning of this year, I did not complete. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, the vision I have for this is very cutesy blush with the little shapes in the center here, which probably looks very strange right now, but I have a good feeling that I'll be able to make it work. One of those trust the process moments, hopefully. And then I want to do gradients around her eyes as well. I'm going to do like really colorful eyeshadow too. Okay. Hey, got any advice for anatomy and dynamic pose drawing? I'm trying to conquer my fear of dynamic drawing and need a lot of help. Honestly, that's something that I currently need to work on as well. I would definitely recommend a lot of figure drawing studies. There are lots of like YouTube channels for that. Otherwise, there's lots of websites with stock photos specifically for figure drawing as well, if you can't access life drawing in person. Have you watched the Disney Plus series called Willow? I'm on episode 3 right now, and so far it's good. I haven't actually. I haven't heard of that. Is it animated or is it live action? What have I been watching? I just started watching the 3rd and newest and final season of His Dark Materials. I am so like baffled at how old the two actors look, which, I mean, obviously that was going to happen because it was like a long time between the filming, I think, of season 2 and season, oh no, okay, I should have waited 3, but anyway. I'm getting impatient. It's hard to film, or sorry, it's hard to do watercolors or water-based painting mediums when live streaming, because I can't use my blow dryer. I mean, I could, but I don't want to because it's so loud and annoying. But I'm being impatient, not letting things dry when I should. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat either. It's hard to juggle. Anyway, let's see what people... It's live action. Okay. And the guy who played the head of the Ravenclaw house in Harry Potter, Professor Flitwick. Oh, okay. What's a brand of artist grade gouache you'd love to try if you were gifted it? Schmincke, Holbein, Winsor Newton, etc. In terms of artist grade gouache, like regular gouache, I only have experience with Winsor Newton, so I would be curious about Holbein just because I really love the Holbein acrylic gouache. So I imagine that their regular gouache would probably be pretty nice. Um, yeah. But I will admit I prefer I've realized that like if I had to choose, I actually do prefer acrylic gouache in general. So and it's been taking me a long time to get close to going through my acrylic, no, my regular gouache. So probably don't need to buy any new ones. Although I guess I wouldn't be mad if someone gifted it to me. Would you consider a sticker business advice how to start kind of thing? Um, I don't know. I I feel like a business just on stickers would be like your return, like money wise, would be pretty small just because stickers are generally not super pricey. But I guess like if you are new to selling, maybe it is a good place to start. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm good at giving. I feel like I'm not good at giving business advice. Um, I would recommend I have a playlist that I compiled with a bunch of artist resources. So that might be worth checking out, where I compiled like literally everything that kind of would help you if you're interested in being an independent creator slash artist. So I have there's videos in there from people who talk about commission prices or how to set up a YouTube filming situation for filming your artwork or how to get started in making products, things like that. So because I feel like I am not the best person to ask about those kinds of things. Have you seen the new Avatar movie, Way of Water? I have not. I personally am not really like a big James Cameron Avatar fan. I saw the first one in theaters when it came out, 10 or so years ago, whatever it was. And I remember thinking like, okay, that's fine. But it didn't like blow my mind, or I didn't leave the theater thinking like, oh my God, that was the best. I loved it so much. So when I heard that they were making a sequel, I was like, oh, interesting. Um, but I heard that the reason why it's taken so long, like why there was such a long wait, was because I guess he was waiting for like the right technology in order to achieve what he wanted to achieve with all the underwater scenes. So that kind of makes more sense to me. But yeah, honestly, like if people love Avatar, blue like the James Cameron Avatar, like go for it. I'm happy for you. But it's like not my thing really. I really love Avatar The Last Airbender though. That's a whole nother thing. Oh, hey Tina, I'm so happy I finally get to catch one of your lives. Hello, welcome. I'm glad that you were able to join. So I'm like debating on how much of this I want to be gouache and how much I want it to be watercolor. I put in my description that there's going to be watercolor and gouache. So we'll see if I do actually do that or not. I just wanted to anticipate in case people ask. We shall see. But for now, I'm just going to use watercolor and then see how I feel about it. But yeah, I've been really enjoying mixed media. There's something really fun about having the like soft gradients of watercolors mixed with like the really like opaque gouache. So we shall see. We're just gonna let the process take us along for the ride. Are you excited for the Barbie movie? I feel it's going to be a moment in the art community. There's already a lot of fan art being made. Love from Brazil. Yes, I am. I'm excited for it. I saw a tweet or a comment somewhere of someone saying the Barbie movie. It's either going to be amazing or really really bad. No in between, and either outcome, we're all gonna love it anyway. Which I feel like is pretty accurate. Because it's just so novel and such an iconic IP. And I really like Margot Robbie, so I'm sure that it will be really, really enjoyable. I also really like Greta Gerwig, who is the director. Like I really liked Lady Bird and I liked Little Women, which I mean are very different, I think, from what you would expect for a Barbie movie. But in any case, I'm excited. I think that'll be really, really fun. Psst, everyone, make sure to like the live stream. Aw, thank you. I really like Avatar, but I'm iffy if the new one will be the same because of the long period of time between the movies. Yeah, doing a sequel that far removed from the original is like definitely a risky move, but I mean, I think it's doing well in the box office. I have no idea, but I will say I thought the Avatar section in Disney World was pretty cool. There's a ride where you go through Pandora as if you're like riding / flying on one of the creatures. It's very, very cool, I'm not gonna lie. The colors and style are amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really digging the two-tone or like half and half split color scheme lately, and that's what I did for the sticker, so I wanted to do it again because I just think it's fun. Also, hydration reminder, everybody. Have you been keeping up with Chainsaw Man? Oh, I'm not. I don't think I'm watched every new episode released yet, but I have been watching it. I am enjoying it. I really like Aki. Probably my favorite character right now, other than Pochita. I'm obsessed with Pochita, even though we haven't really seen him that much, but I'm obsessed. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying Chainsaw Man. It's cool. The animation is very, very, very cool. It's a feast for the eyes, for sure. Okay, so where do I want to go next? I guess I will do the hair, paint the hair. Because I'm trying to let the skin dry before I go in with more paint. So I just sort of like hop around the piece here while we let things dry. I love this magenta in this set. It's so vibrant. It's probably like Opera Rose or something, which is not light fast, but it's so pretty. Recommendation on some anime or animated movies. It depends on I guess what genre you prefer, or also what length you're willing to commit to, because there's such a wide variety of choices. Like, are you looking for like action? Are you looking for something super long to take you through the winter? Are you looking for something introductory, something short. You're looking for something wholesome. Watch Studio Ghibli movies. Oh, that's a good call. That's like a very, very good introductory to anime. That's a good call. Oh, Tina, have you caught up with My Hero Academia Season 6? I just caught up today and my heart. Oh my god, I didn't know it was out already. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Okay. I will have to find some time to watch that. I didn't even know it was out. I saw like the trailer pop up in my YouTube feed, but I have not watched the 6th season yet. I did read ahead in the manga at I think when the 5th season ended. So I'm probably, like, story-wise, I probably know what's happening. But obviously excited to see it in action and animated with the voice actors and everything. Feels like it's been so long since the 5th season. Seeing the manga animated is so great. Easier to follow, yes. Especially like fight scenes and like heavy action stuff. It's hard to understand in manga form sometimes. I'm like, what is happening? What are all these sound effects or action effects? Hello, it's so good. It's a lot. Yes, I imagine. Yeah, I remember with the manga, I was like, oh my god, everything is so intense. So yeah, I had heard that the mangaka, like the creator, he's like winding down to finish the series, so it makes sense that things are getting crazy. I have also been watching Bleach. That has been also pretty crazy. I might not be fully caught up, but I am watching that as well. This pink might be darker than I wanted. I wanted it to be like super pastel-y, but my vision is that the background is gonna be black. So once I put the black in, I'm sure everything else is gonna look way lighter or like really pastel. Are those new watercolors? No, I've had them for quite a while. They were gifted to me by a subscriber. I believe their name was Jade, so thank you, Jade. They are linked in the description if you're interested. They are the Prima something something. I forget like the full title, but yeah, they're not new. I've had them for quite a while, actually. Am I the only one who got bored of Haikyuu? 6th episode, I didn't even know all the characters' names yet. Haikyuu, I found it took me a while to get into it. I found like I was having a hard time getting into it, so I understand where you're coming from with that. Just I was like, why are they being so dramatic about volleyball? But I don't know what happened, like something clicked for me at some point, and then I just became incredibly invested, and now I'm in love with it. So I don't know, it might be like, it's very possible it's just not for you, or just might be one of those things you have to stick it out a little longer to get invested. There's also a lot of characters too, which I find is hard to juggle initially in terms of like your attention is just like split between so many different characters. But that is one that is definitely like a comfort series or show. Like it brings me so much joy. Are you doing anything special for Christmas? No, nothing special. So long as the weather isn't too bad, pretty much every Christmas I just go back to my mom's place / hometown for a couple of days. and I spend time with my family there and then just come straight back. It's like very anticlimactic. And I'm okay with that, honestly. Like I mentioned, or I talked about this in my previous live stream. I'm not like a big Christmas holiday person to begin with. And I think part of that is due to the fact I worked retail for so many years. And if you worked retail, you know that the holiday time is just insane. And so, yeah, it sort of kind of warps your holiday spirit. Even though I don't work retail anymore, but it's just, I don't know. It doesn't leave you. What about Arcane? It is beautiful. I loved Arcane. Arcane was sick. Highly recommend Arcane if you are interested in an animated action TV series. It is not an anime, and it's like in English, and it is technically based off of League of Legends, which is a video game, but I've never played League of Legends. I don't know anything about League of Legends. But I was able to fully grasp and enjoy the show like no problem. So, and it's on Netflix. So, if you already have a Netflix account, then easy peasy. Between Demon Slayer or My Hero Academia, depends on what, I guess, vibe you would prefer. My Hero Academia is more like school based. Like it's about like students and a school, hence academia, and it's like a twist, like a fun twist on like the superhero genre, whereas Demon Slayer is based in like, I don't know if it's feudal Japan, but it's definitely like an older era of Japan with demons and more of like a folklore vibe to it, and it's definitely more violent. So, and there's less seasons out right now. There's, I think, only 3 or 4 seasons, whereas My Hero Academia has like 6. So just depends, but both are great. Finally caught one of your streams. What are you painting? Yay, welcome. I am painting a cute little clown girl. She is going to be the artwork for my Patreon page. She is going to accompany the sticker, which is this gal here. So the theme that I picked was clowns/jesters. And yeah, so I'm working on this. They're slightly different character designs. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to be like the same character or different characters. So I kept with the pink, blue, and purpley color scheme, but the character designs are slightly different. Taisho era is the setting era for Demon Slayer. Yes, thank you, thank you. I had a feeling it wasn't feudal. I was just like, I knew it was like a little bit older. I mean, a little bit. It's an older era. I'm drawing too. I'm drawing my mom for Christmas. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. When I worked retail, Thanksgiving was the worst for us. Oh, interesting. I guess maybe, I want to say Thanksgiving is a bigger deal in the States than it is in Canada. I don't know if you're in the States or in Canada, but I find Thanksgiving is like, it doesn't feel like as a big deal here in Canada, but I could be wrong. Have you watched Studio Ghibli's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind? Yes, I have. I haven't seen it in a while, but I have. It's a good one. Anyone got some awful Minata vibes with Chainsaw Man's main character? I know it's all supposed to be funny, but I just can't stand him. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. I don't love how heavily they're leading into that element in his character, Denji. Basically, like, for context, Denji's the main character in Chainsaw Man. He's just, like, his, like, whole kind of vibe right now is that he's just obsessed with getting with girls, which I get it. He's like 16 and he also had like a really hard, sad upbringing, so he can't really think or yeah, like think beyond his just like teenage hormonal instincts. But I do find that it's getting old really fast. So I think that is a big part of why I also don't really care for his character right now. But thankfully it's, you know, it's an ensemble cast, so I do really like a lot of the other characters so far, aka really like Aki. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I want her skin to be like super fair just to really lean into the clown vibes. And I'm trying to be a little bit more strategic about the paint. See if it works or not. Also, downside of the, I don't have like contained little pools, so these actually mixed when I didn't want them to. That's okay. We'll work with it. It's all good. Yeah, I do think that I'm not being very careful here. So a lot of the colors are kind of mixing in a way that I didn't really initially want them to, but this is why normally I do markers when I do live streams. It's a little easier, but it's all, we're learning. We're learning. You can see me troubleshoot. The colors you're using are so pretty. Thank you. My brother doesn't like Denji either in Chainsaw Man. Yeah, it's funny when the main character is like not super likable. But how often is the main character anybody's favorite character? I feel like that's pretty rare. But I do find it hard to stick with a show long term if I don't feel personally invested in the main character, or if like the main character is not super likable. But so far I'm gonna give Denji the benefit of the doubt just because it's so early on in the show. And again, I think the side characters are helping like pull through. I think Power is really fun. She's like kind of gives me slight Asuka vibes from Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I love. Like she's just kind of crazy. For Demon Slayer, I think there's a movie. Did you watch the movie first and then the anime? The movie, I definitely recommend watching the first, I think it's the first 2 seasons and then the movie, because the way that the Demon Slayer structure works is that the movie is part of the story. So it's not like a standalone. I mean, I guess it could be a standalone, but story-wise, like it's actually canon to the manga storyline. So like you might be a little bit confused, like chronologically. So I highly recommend checking out the anime first. Whereas the Jujutsu Kaisen movie is actually a prequel, so that you could technically watch first if you really wanted to. But I think, again, like, the anime often, like the show, gives more context and story building and world building. Whereas sometimes the movie, because they don't have as much time, they just sort of thrust you in with the assumption that you know the world and the universe already, I think. So, but story, like chronologically, it is technically a prequel, the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, which I heard is on Netflix now. That may be American. I'm not sure though. I saw it in theaters. It was very, very fun. Apologies for all the anime chat for those of you who don't like anime. I actually have not seen Whisper of the Heart. That's like one of the few Ghibli films that I haven't seen. There's that one. There's also whatever. There's a couple. There's like a select few deeper cut Ghibli films that I haven't seen yet. And I see deeper cut just in terms of they're not as like commercially popular, I guess. But I believe that they're all on Netflix now, so I can get around to them eventually. Oh, From Up on Poppy Hill is another one I haven't seen. And then I also have not seen When Marnie Was There, which is a newer one. I thought When Marnie Was There was like a love story between two girls, and then I heard that it wasn't, and so that like made me less excited to watch it. I'm sure it's like just about like a really nice friendship between two characters, but I was more excited when I thought it was a lesbian story. I watched Whisper of the Heart, and it became one of my top 3 Ghibli movies. It was so cute. Oh, wow. Okay. It presented like romance, but then it just isn't. I really loved Only Yesterday. I have you watch that one. Oh, that's another one I haven't seen. A lot of the kind of like more quiet, like from my kind of understanding, like the quieter Ghibli films I haven't watched yet, it seems. Like the more like slice of life ones, it seems like I've managed to miss. But I will get to them eventually. I'm such a sucker for like fantasy, so I think that's why it's taking me a little longer to get around to the slice of life ones, but I'll get there, I promise. Winter is upon us, so I'm sure that I will be watching more movies. There is like not threats, but like forecast is saying that we are going to be getting some snowstorms here in Southern Ontario, so we shall see. I hope that it's not too bad, because I would like to go back to my hometown to visit my family for the holidays, but obviously not at the risk of bad roads, so we'll see. What supplies would you recommend for gifts? It really depends on who you're buying for. Actually, I haven't watched the video yet, but Studio Maggie actually posted a YouTube video yesterday, a couple days ago, and it's literally like a gift guide for creatives or something. So that might be worth checking out if you are stumped on what to get. But for me, like I really like to tailor, I like to tailor my gifts for the person if I can. I get that maybe sometimes, especially like when it comes to family or extended family, you don't know the person super well, so gift giving can be hard. But for me, like if I can, I like to make it as personal as possible. This cheek is giving me a hard time, I think, because the blue just mixed funny with the rest of the colors, whereas the purple I feel like melded a lot better, but I'll let that dry and then try again. Basically, I just want it to like have like clean gradients. Same with the nose, which I will do again. I already like love doing these like very rosy noses to begin with, but especially when it comes to a kind of clown vibe, we really want it to be very pronounced or like exaggerated. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Oh yes, thank you. That is a good reminder for everybody. Hello, how can you keep up with the chat and painting at the same time? It's hard. Definitely it's hard. And I do miss a lot of the chat, unfortunately, so I apologize. Especially because I stream everything on my phone. So the chat is like very small. Yeah, it is definitely a challenge, but as someone who has a very easily distracted brain, I find that going back and forth somehow keeps me on task for some reason. Like if I'm not live streaming and I'm just painting on my own, there's a lot of cases where I just get distracted so easily and I just end up like checking Instagram or TikTok or something. So doing a live stream sort of like forces me to mostly stay on task, minus chatting with all of you, but I find that takes up less time than it does going down a TikTok or Instagram rabbit hole. Excuse me. Which, by the way, yes, I'm on TikTok now. I finally caved. People had asked me about TikTok for quite a while, and I was being a elder millennial and stubborn for a while, and I was like, I'm never going on TikTok. I'm not a Gen X. It's not for me. But you know what? I've caved. And it's pretty fun. Have you seen Belle? I haven't actually, the anime music film, right? I heard like people, there was like a hot minute when everyone was obsessed with it. But I think it was released in theaters, and then so I couldn't find it in terms of like streaming it. So as soon as it comes to a streaming platform, I'm definitely going to watch it. But for the time being, I have not seen it yet, but would like to see it at some point. It does, like, stylistically, the animation looks totally computer generated, I think, or just doesn't have the same kind of animation quality, or not quality, animation style that I usually prefer out of anime. But I'm still curious to see it. What is your notebook type? What kind of notebook? This is a watercolor sketchbook. I have it linked, or I have it like in the description, but it's actually like really hard to come by now. That it's kind of discontinued, I think. It's by B Paper. But in terms of like regular notebooks, I do bullet journal. I use like a dotted bullet journal. The one that I have by right now is Leuchtturm. But I'm not like I'm not like the YouTuber type bullet journal person where it's like super aesthetic and like very scrapbooky. It's pretty bare bones, minimal, simple type of bullet journal. But I do prefer a bullet journal just because I find that whenever I bought a planner, I just never used nearly as many of the pages as it would allot, and just seemed like a waste. So it made sense for me to just make my own layouts. Belle is on HBO Max in the film and music is good, but yeah, let's just say it drops the ball. Oh, music is good, but yeah, let's just say it drops. Oh, I see. HBO Max. I have in Canada, there's Crave, which has HBO, but I'm not sure if like HBO Max and HBO is different. I'll have to check. I'll have to see if it's on there. I take really long unintentional breaks from TikTok, and every time my friends send me links directly to it, I'm immediately like, nope. The thing that I do with, and I think is very helpful, is I have no push notifications on any social media app. So I only see stuff when I open the app. Because otherwise, I think if I were getting push notifications for stuff, I would be on the apps even more. So that's my social media hot tip, I suppose. This is still a tiny bit wet. I'm going to wait for that to dry before I do the blue on this side. But I guess at this point I can just keep going with all of the purple stuff. I'm not sure if I'll end up needing gouache. I feel like I'm getting pretty like clean, flat areas already with the watercolor. I'm not really sure if I want to go super rendered or not. Probably not, just because, I don't know, I've kind of been digging a slightly flatter, more graphic look lately. We'll see. I guess in the meantime, I can do the shadows on the white. I want the color, or not the color, these like ruffly bits to be like an off-white, but like leaning purple. How are you doing during the holidays? Not too bad. It doesn't feel very different for me, in terms of like work, obviously, just because I work from home and I live alone. So, but yeah, I'm not like a holiday spirit type person, due to my years of retail. But now that I thankfully don't work in retail anymore, I'm like in a much better place than I would have been if I was still working retail. The holidays in retail is like the worst. But yeah, very thankful to not be working retail anymore, especially during the holidays. So I'm only subjected to Christmas music if I am like going shopping or at the grocery store or something. I did put up a little Christmas tree though, I will admit. It's hot pink. It's I acquired it actually from my old retail job, because they were in the midst of, like years ago, they were in the midst of like transforming their, or like revamping their holiday Christmas decorations, and they were throwing out all of these like colorful tacky Christmas trees, and I was like, what? I want one. If you're gonna throw it out, I might as well take it. So I have a hot pink Christmas tree and I love it. And I don't have an angel, but I do have a little cup sleeve that I got from like a BTS event that has little like fairy wings on it and RM and Jungkook on it. So I put that on the top of my tree. It's very cute. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it in my stories because it was pretty funny. Do you still get nervous when starting live streams? Yeah, totally. I mean, the thing about live streams is like, even though I've done them quite a lot now, I still get a little nervous about it, just because it is live and there's so many variables. But I do find that I have continued to get a little bit more comfortable with it. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you guys are just so, like, overall as a community, are so nice and chill. So that definitely helps a lot. We definitely have more people in the chat today than I have had in a little bit. So the chat is pretty fast today. So I am trying my best to keep up. But thank you all for being here. I've said this before, but like if I didn't enjoy doing live streams, I wouldn't do them nearly as much as I do. So you are a big reason why I continue to do them. Yeah, like this month I'm doing 2 actually. I did my usual one at the beginning where I did my monthly favorites, and then I thought, why not do a painting one too? Because I like to challenge myself, apparently. Yeah, painting live stream is definitely a little trickier, but we're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. It's not so bad. So next, I think maybe I will do I do want to do some shading. So I'm going to do A little bit of shading on the underneath the jawline there. I'm loving the color scheme. Yay, thank you. How did you come up with your channel name? So my channel name is just what came from my Instagram. And so my Instagram, actually, it was not initially intended to be an art Instagram. I have been on Instagram for a very long time. And so when Instagram first became a thing, it truly was just meant to be like a social media platform where it was just like for your friends, or like to like for you and your friends essentially to post photos. And so it was actually just a personal Instagram when I was in college. And the kind of age of social media, or like the idea of like influencers and like being a full-time artist on the like through the internet, like all those things were like I had never heard of before, slash it was like so new. So I never even thought of that. And I was in school for graphic design at the time. So I just, yeah, it was like not on my radar. So it was just a personal Instagram. And yeah, I'm a Wonder was just sort of something I decided to adopt because I thought it was more interesting than just my name. And then over time, I was like seeing how artists were using Instagram and social media as a way to be like fully independent, slash like just, you know, an art, like just adapting to being an artist in this current social media climate. And I was like, oh, maybe I should do that. And then instead of making a new Instagram, I was just like, well, I already share some of my artwork on this Instagram anyways. I'll just convert it into an art one. So I didn't like go into the intention of I'm a Wonder being my brand. It just sort of happened by accident. I definitely could have changed it if I wanted to. I sometimes I like wish it was just my name. In some ways it'd be easier, I think, but it's fine. I've you know, I've accepted it. And technically I could rebrand if I really wanted to, but I'm too lazy at this point. Are you reading any fun webtoons? Good question. Am I reading? I haven't been keeping up with webtoons as much these days. What have I been reading? Have I been reading any? I feel like a lot of my webtoons that I was keeping up with are on hiatus right now, or like paused. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull up. I'm just gonna pull it up and see what I was last reading. Everybody drink your water. Oh my gosh, all these like pop-ups. Hold on. What's happening? Yeah, I haven't been really keeping up. I have been recommended to check out Purple Hyacinth. So I think that's probably like the next on my list to check out, especially because a lot of the ones that I was reading are on hiatus. So I will get around to it. What animes do you recommend for fantasy? Oh, probably, yeah, Demon Slayer. That's considered fantasy, right? People in the chat, feel free to recommend. For some reason, my brain is like just stopped working. Even though I'm always like telling my friends, like, if you need recommendations, let me know. And then, of course, as soon as somebody asks me, I'm like, my brain is like, doesn't want to work. Did I need this second layer? Maybe I should have left it. I don't know. Maybe this... I definitely want to keep all the colors very pastel. So don't want to go too dark, but Don't want it to be too light either. Inuyasha. Aw, Inuyasha. So many fond memories. That was like definitely one of my earlier animes for sure. And I have a very special place in my heart for Inuyasha. Has life been hard for you or amazing? Oh, those are very two. I want to say like somewhere in between, but probably like right now leaning slightly more to amazing, but not like quite amazing. Um, like if you were to ask me this last year, I would definitely be leaning more like life is hard. But this year I've been just trying to really be grateful for all the things that I have going on for me. And I'm like very, very lucky to be able to be a full-time artist. So like that is amazing for sure. Yeah. But I mean, I talked about this in my last couple of YouTube videos that I have been seeing like a decline in my engagement on social media. So that has not been very fun. But I've spent a lot of time with friends this year, which was really nice. And trying new things, getting out more, stuff like that. Went to a lot of concerts this year. That's something I really, really enjoyed a lot. My friend is going to her very, very first concert next year. She was like, "Oh my God, I spent so much money on these tickets." And I was like, "Girl, it's going to be worth it." Like, I think live performances, whether it's like comedy or musicals or musicians, I think like live experiences are definitely worth it. So I'm very excited for her. She's going to see Taylor Swift in Newark. So I was like, girl, those tickets were probably very expensive, but I'm sure it's worth it. That's very cool. You have a pink Christmas tree. I have a little Christmas tree from Dollarama. I put my Sailor Moon keychains, blind bag clips, and cell phone charms. Oh my God, that's such a cute idea. I love that. What was the inspiration behind this drawing? Clowns, basically. Clowns and jesters was the inspo for sure. I just think clowns are so cute. And as someone who is a big lover of makeup and color, it just makes sense. Okay, I think while I let a lot of these elements dry, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the diamond pattern here and the glove, which I want to be almost black, but not quite black. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a purple with a black just to give it a smoky vibe without being totally black. Because I think what I want to do is have it be a slightly lighter value than the background. The background, the background, I think I want it to be like a solid black, which I will probably do with gouache just to really get that like very satisfying flat wash of color. But that'll come way later. I might not even do it on stream. Osama ranking is cool too for fantasy. Oh yeah, that's a good recommendation. I haven't finished Ranking of Kings, but I do enjoy it, and it is very unique, like the style of it, and the animation and the story. Because I do find a lot of popular anime series are based on like high school and teenage characters. So I think Ranking of Kings or Osama is very unique in that it is not following teenagers as like the primary characters. Do you think you'll add any pearlescence when you're done? Oh, yeah. I was actually thinking I do want to add some silver, little silver stars to her hair or like around her, because I did that for this one. So you can see there's like a metallic silver. It might be hard to see, but on the stars and like the little pearl around her one eye. So I want to do that, I think, for this as well, if I remember / have time for it. Although I am reminding myself that I'm not beholden to finishing this on stream if it just doesn't happen that way. I always have this weird like completion mindset that I have to start and finish something when I'm streaming, but I don't technically have to if it just doesn't happen. Better to finish it later than rush the process, right? So, oh shoot, did I do that wrong? Oh no, I did it wrong. I was supposed to do this row. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I will have to go in with gouache to fix that. Yes. The joys of watercolor. Not very forgiving, but thankfully gouache is, so I will fix that with gouache. I suppose gouache is going to be part of this illustration after all. I got distracted. Do you do art lessons? No, I do not. I have a Patreon page where I upload exclusive videos that I have that have a lot of like narrated process, like real-time process narration. I don't know. I'm like describing this wrong. And I have lots of YouTube videos describing my art process as well, but I am not offering lessons because I have no interest in teaching. But thank you for asking. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Power Rangers. The like diamond pattern. I loved Power Rangers as a kid. I was obsessed. Will you upload some TikTok videos? I do have a TikTok, and I do have videos on there. I actually posted one yesterday. I have all of my social media handles linked in the description if you want to follow me. Unfortunately, on TikTok, I'm a Wonder was taken, so on TikTok I'm a Wonder art. '90s baby. That is correct. I was born in 91. It's so sad that the Green Ranger passed away. Yeah, honestly, like it is sad when like someone who was part of your childhood. It is sad. In love with the Patreon content, Tina. Oh, yay. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I'm like really trying to up my Patreon game because I'm just like, I want to give back. I'm like so thankful to everyone who is subscribed to my Patreon page. Like literally is why I'm able to be a full-time artist. So yeah, I've been really enjoying having added a podcast to the roster. It's been fun. I mean, there's only 2 right now, but like so far I'm enjoying it, like doing them. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of them in the future. I've already been like thinking about all the different themes I want to do as well for the artwork in 2023 as well. For January, I'm thinking I want to do 2 paintings and then have my patrons vote which one they want to be the print, and then the second choice will be the sticker. That's my vision. And then I want to paint them on wood panels, and then I'll sell off the originals. Nice variety of colors. I love it. Thank you. I was just wondering, do you do art as a hobby or as a job? I was just wondering because in the future I want to pursue an art career while still having another main job. Yeah, being an artist is my full-time job now. I have been officially full-time since 2020 in September. Previous to that, I was working retail part-time. So it's definitely possible to do both, like to have a day job and to have art as an income stream. It's tricky, but definitely doable. I did it for years, so. And that was kind of like the stepping stone. I just found, for a while, I just didn't make enough, and it wasn't steady enough art. Like my income wasn't steady enough to be sustainable. And then, saved up and worked part-time retail, and then eventually got to a place where I could do it full-time. A lot of it, again, was because of my Patreon page. YouTube and Patreon, I think, are the big ones for sure. Because YouTube is, like, not only is it the monetization of the videos, but I also do sponsorships. My siblings and I were obsessed with Power Rangers too. I was so... it was so thrilling to watch the show, but watching it again as an adult, and it was kind of funny. Oh, yeah. I imagine... I imagine watching it as an adult, it's probably so goofy because it's just like so silly and over the top, but like low budget. I'm sure it still has a lot of charm to it. I have not seen it as an adult, so I'm sure that was quite the kick. Do you like horror movies? I don't actually, which is kind of funny because I always talk about how much I love Halloween, but I love Halloween, but I'm not a horror movie person. So like when Halloween rolls around, I'm watching more like Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, like that kind of vibe, as opposed to actual horror movies. I'm like such a baby / scaredy cat / paranoid person. So yeah, horror movies are not for me, sadly. What Harry Potter movie is the best in your opinion? Oh, my favorite is the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban. I think that it does a good job balancing like the fun elements of what we originally come to know from the first 2 films, but then has to introduce kind of all the darker, more serious tones and themes. And I also feel like the director, forget his name right now, but he did a really good job at just like film, film wise. It's just like very cool, like stylistically. I remember my favorite book though was actually Goblet of Fire. I know a lot of people hate that movie though. I still enjoy it. Like, I just don't know why all the male characters didn't get a haircut, or there was no hairdresser on set to give them a haircut. Everyone's hair is just like a mop. But I don't know. I think the Tri-Wizard tournament and like the introduction of the other schools is just like so fun. The scene between Snape, Sirius Black, and Lupin is so captivating. Yes, and the twist on it is just like so cool. Something Corone was the director. I forget his first name, but Corone, I think, is his last name. For my bookworms, favorite book genre. I wish I was a bookworm. I'm not, though. Like, when I was in high school, I did a fair amount of reading, but it was all YA. And that just seems to be the only genre of book I would read. So I'm definitely, like, not a book intellectual. Props to people who read books, though. That's a good way to spend your time, I feel like. Psychological thriller and murder mystery / crime gets me flipping pages. Oh, that stuff spooks me too bad. Too spooky for me. Goodbye, gonna go to sleep now. Oh, thanks for joining. Have a good sleep. I really love to read fantasy and YA. Yes, it seems the chat is heavy on the fantasy, which makes sense because I also love fantasy. Just in general as a genre, not just for books. But yes, I agree. Yes, I did screw up the pattern here. So I'm going to fill in the parts that I'm supposed to do, and then I will fix. Oh, I added a lot of water to it, so now it's not the right tone either. I messed it up. At least it was in this little corner. Could be worse. And I think this mixture actually will be good to use for... I think I want to add it for some shading on the hair, perhaps. Just like really diluted. Really light. Oh. The thing with watercolors is it'll dry a little bit lighter than it looks when it's wet. Have you watched Only Murders in the Building? Oh, I did. I really enjoyed that, actually. It was very fun. That one I finished up until the, like, what's out. They definitely... Wait, did they... Yeah, they kind of left it open for another season, right? I'm not sure if they'll... I don't know if they will, but... yeah, I enjoyed that one. All the art supplies I'm using is in the description. To be honest, romance never really interested me because of the logic of the characters sometimes. I mean, I feel like that's the same way, or that's the same with horror movies or the horror genre, right? Sometimes the characters make like the most infuriating decisions because that's just how the plot is going to move. But I understand you. It's totally fair. I'm a sucker for a little bit of romance, but I think I like when there's romance within the genre. So like I really like fantasy, and then if there is romance in it, kind of thing. Which is I think why YA was such an appealing genre to me. And I mean, I still enjoy YA. I like really enjoyed the Shadow of Bone TV series. I never read the books, but I liked the show. Like the new Wednesday has a YA vibe to it for sure. I remember watching Law and Order SVU every time I got home from school on my mom's TV. I now memorize entire seasons and still watch like it's the first time. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I really want to do more Wednesday fan art. I did a little bit. I did a little drawing of Enid and Wednesday in my November favorites like sketchbook spread. But I want to do like a proper full illustration of them soon. I'll probably make it into a YouTube video because why not? But I have a very specific vision that I have for them, which I'm excited about. And I actually want to film a TikTok about my fashion outfits, or like my sense of fashion, because I feel like I'm both characters. I have an affinity for pastels, especially pink, but I also love dark, vampy aesthetics as well. So I'm gonna do like a little outfit thing TikTok at some point. Then I'll be a true TikToker. I loved Wednesday so much. I've watched it 3 times already. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they've been watching it more than once. I have... I've only seen it once, but I did really enjoy it. I think... for me, the highlight was definitely Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I think she really, really shined, and she was just great for the role. Ooh, yeah, I think adding the blue for the shadows helped kind of just bring more blue to the piece here. And then I think I'm gonna do, maybe I'll add blue for a shadow here. Let's see. Just because I feel like we're getting, it's leaning very purple right now. So add in some blue. And then maybe I'll do purple for the, oh, sorry. For this shadow side. But the purple as opposed to the kind of gray purple. Which, by the way, I rewatched the like 90s Addams Family films the other day, and they are so fun. I love them. I did watch like a video essay from Mina Lay, I think is how she pronounces her last name. Lay, not Lee. Anyway, she did a video essay of why she didn't love the new Wednesday show, and I think she did make a lot of valid points. Like I did really enjoy the Wednesday TV show, but I do agree that like one of her critiques was that she wished that it was more campy like the 90s films were. It took itself like a lot more seriously, which makes sense because that's just sort of the trend that a lot of the Netflix TV show has been taking. But I do agree that that is a big draw / charm to the 90s films and the Addams Family in general, is like that campy kind of silly vibe. So I do agree with her there. Do you ship any of your OCs other than the Knight and the Princess? Oh yeah, yeah, the Knight and the Princess definitely. And I kind of like the idea of the sun and moon goddess, Luna and Sol. I kind of also see them as a pairing. And then my character Momo, my little girly, this girly. She doesn't have any accompanying characters yet, but I want to do a frenemy, like a rival. I want to create a character around that. But I think that's kind of it for my original characters. I guess I do really like this clown girl, so maybe she might be the next character in my roster where I draw her again, because I love this two-tone hair. We'll see though. It's silly. Like, I find it so silly that I keep making these original characters, but I have no intentions of making stories for them. I always just assume that original characters needed to have, yeah, a story attached to it, but I guess technically not. It's just a character, a recurring character design that I revisit. What K songs are you into right now? Ooh, I obviously been anticipating Vernon from 17's solo song to drop. I'm so excited for it. He's really leaning into the Avril Lavigne pop punk energy, and I'm so here for it. I'm very, very excited. I also loved 2-1, which was the song that he did with Joshua, which also just has that pop punk energy. So, and for those of you who don't know, I was really, really into pop punk in my high school years. And so I have a soft spot for it. Honestly, I know that I technically made a mistake over here, but I might just leave it because it's sort of, I kind of want it to be in shadow anyways. So I might just, it's fine. I think I'll just leave it. I'm now using the fluorescent pink as a little bit of a shadowy area thing shade for the checkered shirt, which is kind of fun. Just enjoying it, just kind of just carrying all the colors throughout the piece, which is a good way of creating a cohesive color palette. Oh, I'm still so sad about Momo plushie not hitting the production goal. I was so excited for mine, but hopefully in the future. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, having an interest in the plushie. I appreciate that a lot. I am also sad that it didn't go into production, but, it's one of those things where not everything works out, unfortunately. And, I'm hopeful that I can make some other Momo-related merch in the future. I'm thinking about acrylic standees, potentially. I think that might make more sense for the type of character design that she has. I know that, humanoid plushies are a harder sell, I think. I think that, animal or inanimate objects are more plushie suitable. So I think a tiny little acrylic standee might be a cute idea and would make sense for her. What anime would you recommend for beginners? I would recommend, so my go-tos are usually, I think Cowboy Bebop is a great introduction because it's 26 episodes. It's short and sweet. And it has just such a cool vibe, and it's kind of like a cowboy western sci-fi essentially. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. I also recommend Death Note if you're into like a slightly more like psychological thriller vibe. That one's like 50 episodes-ish or something. Again, like it's much more manageable. And then once, you know, if you're like, okay, I'm into this thing, I'm into anime, I'm into it. I always recommend Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Brotherhood is the key element here because there's two versions of it. Brotherhood is the version that I prefer personally. And that one is also like, yeah, 50-ish episodes or so. And I think that it just captures so many good elements of what animation can do. It's got like a fantasy cyberpunk-esque vibe to it, but it kind of hits all the genres. It's got action, it's got magic, it's got comedy, it's got drama. The characters, like really good character arcs. I could talk about Full Metal all day. It's like one of my favorites. Art supplies are all listed in the description. Team Xavier. I am Team Enid. If we had to pick, like partners in crime for Wednesday, the male characters were like so flat for me, but I do think that with the second season, we'll have more room to explore the characters better. But I'm also perfectly fine with there being like little romance on Wednesday's behalf. I do think that with her character, I can see it. I can definitely see her just like not having as much interest in it. Obviously, she did show some interest in it in the show, but and in the movie, the second movie, in the 90s version. But I'm okay with like romance not being like the forefront of the story. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a masterpiece next to Avatar: The Last Airbender, of course. Yes, we are on the same page for sure. Like those are like my top two favorite pieces of media, I think. Because of you, I got into watercolor and I'm in love right now. So thank you. Yay, I'm so glad. Same, like if they gave Xavier more personality and revealed more about his past, then maybe. Yeah, I think we need to know more about him. He needs to be more than just like a broody, I'm into you Wednesday for reasons we don't fully understand yet. Like I know that they like know each other from their childhood or something, but like she didn't even remember him, so But yeah, second season, lots of room to explore more characters, more arcs, more things. Which I'm positive. I don't know if they've like officially announced it, but I'm like positive that it's obviously going to get a second season. It's like so popular. By the way, what games does anyone like? I'm looking for more suggestions, maybe like cozy ones. And yes, I agree. Yeah, chat room, feel free to recommend video games. I personally don't play video games. That's like one of my nerdy blind spots, nerd fandom blind spots, is I don't play video games. So definitely feel free to recommend chat room. I know Stardew Valley is pretty popular. That's a popular one for like cozy vibes, other than like Animal Crossing, which is probably like too obvious of a choice. Oh yes, let's give her eyebrows. Way back in the day, I used to think that like light hair and dark eyebrows was like a jarring combo, but now I really like dark eyebrows with light hair. Probably because I am somebody who has dark eyebrows and has bleached their hair many a time, so. Plus, I'm sure nobody is surprised that I'm obsessed with like a strong eyebrow in general. So when people like bleach their eyebrows, I'm just like, why? I know that's a look and that's an aesthetic in and of itself, but I'm personally pro fierce dark eyebrow. Have you ever watched Blue Period? If you haven't, I highly recommend it to an artist. It's great. Oh, I started watching that and then I didn't follow through. I watched like the first like handful of episodes and I was like, oh, I really like this. And then I don't know, I just got distracted by other things. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time committing to stuff for some reason. I like watch like the first few episodes and then get distracted with something else. I did that with Cyberpunk Edge Runners as well. I was like, man, this is so sick. This is so cool. I'm really into this. And then again, watched like 5 episodes and then stopped. Something's wrong with me, but I will return to them at some point. What about that thing where they cut a line in the eyebrow? Okay, the notch in the eyebrow, I don't know if you guys know this, but from my understanding, the notch in the eyebrow is typically like, or where it began or how it like started, is it's a result of when someone gets punched in the face. Um and it just hits your face in a certain way, and that's what creates like the notch in the eyebrow in like a natural way. Like that's where it came from. And so it's kind of like, it's funny that it's become like a fashion trend. I'm not mad at it. I know a lot of K-pop boys often do it, and yeah, I'm not, when Hoshi had it, I was like, I'm into it. Gotta go to bed. It's really late in my country and I live in Africa. Oh, well, thanks for coming. Are you going to dye your hair again? I'm kind of actually debating on letting it grow out. Because I haven't rocked like all natural hair in a while. And I will say there is something kind of nice about having like soft, silky hair, which is something that I usually don't quite have when I have my hair bleached. It's a little dry no matter how much conditioner I use. I should probably like put more time into like doing hair masks and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I've been kind of debating on just growing it out and then just going natural and then rocking natural for a little bit and then maybe dyeing it again, or bleaching it again. We'll see. I'm a little bit restless when it comes to changing up my hair. Beginning of October, I got bangs, which I'm sure some of you have seen. And so that was like a nice little switch up for me. I think instead of like getting my hair bleached or dyed again, I did the bangs, which I have been quite enjoying. So yeah, for now I'm like holding off on the hair changes. But yeah, I'm a big lover of bleach, hair colors, all that stuff. Hence why a lot of my characters have fun hair colors. So I'm sure it'll happen again soon. A part of me has debated on the idea of doing like split, actually, much like this, not entirely different from this character, where half of it is bleached light and the other half is dark. it would be such a commitment. I would have to obviously like, yeah, I feel like I would really have to commit to the middle part all the time. And, you know, I typically don't bleach my roots. I usually just do like balayages or ombres and stuff. So yeah, that's like a pipe dream. That's something I've been like debating on, but I don't know if I actually will do it. That is something I would have to, or I would ideally like wait until my current situation has grown out and then do it. What colors are the eyes going to be? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do those soon. I'm gonna make them just dark. I'm gonna keep them like the same kind of dark color as all of this like dark gray that I've got going on. I think that way they'll just really stand out amongst all of the colors. I could have gone like, you know, two-tone eyes as well, but then, I don't know, I think that might have been a little bit of a kill. I don't know. Plus, you know, I gotta rep the dark-eyed gals in my life because I am somebody who has dark eyes. Not purple, obviously, but dark. I have dark brown eyes. Ooh, that is something that I've been thinking about. So I need to like renew my eye prescription. I normally wear like contacts and glasses, and after I do that, I've been toying with the idea of getting colored contacts because I think that would be fun. Now she is coming together. I find when you put the eyes in, it really feels more complete. Not that we're done, but I haven't worn my natural hair color in over 13 years. Oh, wow. That is a long time. Any plans for Christmas? Oh, yes. I mentioned earlier that I generally for the holidays, I just go to my hometown and stay with my mom for a couple of days and then come right back. Very anticlimactic, but it is nice to obviously see my family for a couple of days. I do actually have a lot of plans like this last couple of weeks. Today, I'm actually, like tonight, this evening, I'm going to grab dinner with my friend. We're gonna get all dressed up and have dinner and probably some drinks later. And then tomorrow, I'm going to a BTS dance party. So excited. It's gonna be so fun. The theme, the dress code is like purple masquerade, I think. I'm gonna be lazy and not do a mask, but I like masquerade, like a masquerade mask, I mean. And yeah, I don't own a ton of purple clothes. I do have a purple like crop top that I'm gonna wear, and then like a formal black skirt. I think that I'm gonna pair with it. And I have a purple fanny pack, so I think I'll just do that, and like purple eyeshadow or something. So I'll still be formal, but not full purple, unfortunately. My friend has like a purple bridesmaid's dress that she's gonna wear, which is one of the few instances where she gets to wear her bridesmaid's dress, I guess, again, I'm sure, so. Sticky art raid. Sticky art raid. Oh, whoa. Whoa, what? This is like Twitch. Hello. Hello. I didn't know that, I mean, it makes sense. Hello, welcome. That's very cool. I did not know YouTube was doing that. YouTube live streams. I mean, it makes sense. Why not, right? Welcome. Hello. I am currently painting a clown. Guess we're just gonna mix all of this together because they already mixed. New feature. Hello, Sticky Art. Thanks for the raid. I'm such a newbie to streaming. I didn't know that YouTube streamers did raids. That is very cool of you. Thank you. I knew that it was like pretty common on Twitch. It's cool to see it happening over here on YouTube as well, because why not, right? Personally, I don't have a Twitch, or I don't currently stream on Twitch, I should say, but I do watch Twitch streamers sometimes. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming myself, to be honest, just because I am sort of losing steam art-wise, but happy to have y'all here with me for a little bit while I slowly work on this. I will admit I got further on this than I thought I would. I wasn't really sure how far I would get. I just subbed to Sticky Art. Cool, yes, fill up. Have the love, have the art love spread. What were we talking about? We were talking about the holidays. We were talking about TV shows earlier. I do like to talk about media quite a lot on this channel. I am a big fangirl of things and lover of just pop culture in general. So that's mostly my vibe while I make art. Also, actually, this is a good opportunity to remind everyone to drink some water. Or whatever beverage. I sub to you. Yay, thank you. Thank you. Is this all watercolor? Yes, it is. Currently, yes, it is all watercolor. I have been debating on introducing gouache as well, but I think I will probably just stick to watercolor for today. I really liked this watercolor live stream. I also love the acrylic marker ones for your monthly faves, but it's so nice to see the live process of watercolor. Yay, thank you so much. Yeah, it's something that I always assumed that it would be like impossible to do a watercolor live stream because you have to wait for things to dry, and oftentimes I would use like a hair blow dryer to quicken the drying time when I'm painting on my own, like not a live stream. But I'm actually impressed with how I've managed to I'm able to like jump around the piece while I wait for things to dry. So it actually is not so bad. It works out. And yeah, I think it allows everyone to get a more realistic look into how long things can take. I'm on my couch right now. Where are you? That sounds very cozy. I am currently in my home studio, standing because I'm somebody who typically works at a standing desk when I'm making art for the most part. So yeah, and the way that I set up my live streams, standing just makes the most sense. I do really need to get a anti-fatigue mat for under my standing desk because these old bones are feeling it in the knees. Have you watched Kim Possible? If so, would you ever do a piece on of Ron and Kim, fan art in general, or even Shigo? I loved Kim Possible growing up. I was obsessed. I actually have drawn Shigo. Hold on. Let me pull her out. I actually did it on a live stream, which is still up on the channel. But let me pull out the Shigo fan art. Hold on. It's a few years old now, but very fun. Nevertheless, this was in my marker sketchbook. I have a lot of sketchbooks. Wait, is it in here? Oh yeah, I see her. There we go. Actually, really like an older Wednesday piece as well, which was before the show came out. I did a live stream where I had asked my followers to give me characters that reminded them of me. So Wednesday Addams, Raven from Teen Titans, Hecate from Lore Olympus, the webtoon, and Shigo. I think that I would potentially like to do a Kim Possible and Shigo fan art. Honestly, I don't really see myself drawing Ron anytime soon. Sorry. But yeah, I could see it. That would be the vibe. But yeah, these are all characters that I like a lot. I have not kept up with Lore Olympus, unfortunately, but I did really like Hecate or Hecate. There's large debate on the pronunciation of that. But oh my gosh, this sketchbook, like, it's primarily alcohol markers and colored pencils, and I don't know what it is, but every time I open it, it just, like, I get whiffs of colored pencil. But yeah, it's like, this one's pretty far from being done, so sketchbook tour probably not for a while on this one, but this one is nearly done. This is the last page, so sketchbook tour coming next month of this sketchbook, which will be very satisfying because it is all watercolor and gouache for the most part. So but yes, this sketchbook I think will be, it'll be a while for this one to be finished. I actually watched the live stream, but I only watched it halfway. Oh, nice. Awesome. Can you create New Jeans fan art? Maybe. I think almost everyone who was here before is gone now. I mean, it has been a long stream. I've been streaming for like 2 hours now, so it makes sense. She's looking so pretty, and I'm so excited to get her next month. Yay, thank you so much. I am not taking requests, but I appreciate the thought, friends. I do want to do another 6 fan arts video. I think that was really, really fun, and I've had some of my patrons mention it as well. So I think I do want to do that soon. I've been talking about it for a while, and I feel like I keep changing the list of possible characters / fandoms. I think what I'll probably do is I might do a poll on my Patreon page to gauge and like let them help me pick which fandoms I do, and then I'll pick the character. Potentially. We'll see. I'm somebody who has a lot of plans, but not enough time. So we'll see. Yes, I'm so excited for those rewards to show up in my bell box. Yay, I'm so glad. 6 fan arts. Yeah, right? So fun. I love doing those. Like, there's like, it's like just low stakes, pretty low pressure. Well, I mean, sometimes a little bit of pressure to like do the character justice, but I just like talking fandom. So those videos are a perfect opportunity for that. Did you ever watch the cartoon show 16? Oh my god, I loved that show. It was airing on TV when I was in high school. So I loved it, but it also gave me a complex because I was for sure not living the life that those characters were. But I guess in a way, maybe I felt like I could live vicariously through them. But it was such a fun show. Was it Canadian? I don't remember. But I loved it. Yeah. That and I used to watch what was that island drama island or whatever. I forget what it's called, but I loved that one too. It's been a wonderful time watching you work. Sadly, I have to go to get some sleep because I have to go to work at 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. Thanks so much for joining. You came for a good duration, I'm sure. I'm actually like probably winding down here. I'm probably gonna head out soon myself. So I appreciate having you here. What do I want to do next? I think maybe I will get a little bit more shading in on around the eyes. Total Drama. Yes, I watched the entire franchise earlier this year. Honestly, a great show. Yes, that's what it was. Total Drama. Yeah, Total Drama Island. Yeah. It was so goofy, especially because I used to like love those MTV like Real World, Fresh Meat, like all of those shows on MTV. So it was like a parody of that. And Total Drama Island. I know I'm like pretty positive that one was Canadian. So yeah, very, very fun. Also, I remember the voice actor for like the host on that TV show, on the Total Drama Island, was the same voice actor as one of the characters in 16. Wow, the things my brain remembers, guys. Very important information. By the way, love your clown. Thank you so much. I've got to go. I'm going to the park. Oh, enjoy the park. That's awesome. I love going out and like going for walks and stuff. Going for walks right now is not as pleasant because it's cold, but in the summertime and like the nice weather, I love going for walks. In my mind, the sticker looks like this girl's younger sister. Oh my God. Yes, I actually love that idea for sure. Like she's being a little crybaby and then she's like fed up. Very relatable sibling energy, I'm sure. I definitely see it. I love that narrative. I think 16 and Total Drama were made by the same people. Ah, yes. Made by the same studio, so they're both Canadian. Ah, okay. Yes, that makes sense. I know a lot of voice acting happens in Vancouver, I believe. So sometimes I think the show might not necessarily be Canadian, but there's like the voice acting happens in Canada. Anyway, that's very cool. I love that. Yeah, I saw that Total Drama is on Netflix, which I think is so funny. Yes. Hooray for animated Canadian TV. Which, speaking of, Reboot? Reboot was Canadian as well, right? That show was a fever dream. Or Cyber 6. My friend and I love just like trying to recall in the depths of our brains. Cyber 6. Such a cool show. Rocket Power, The Weekenders. Oh my God. I have been like, as soon as Disney Plus even announced that they were being a streaming service, I was like, I need The Weekenders. And last time I checked, they still don't have it. I'm very, very annoyed by that because they have Recess, which I love too. But Weekenders was my jam. I was obsessed, obsessed with The Weekenders. I used to watch it every day. before school. Like I'd wake up and I'd get ready and I'd watch it, and I like could start reciting the dialogue at that point. I was obsessed. I loved that show so much. Anyway, petition for Disney Plus to get The Weekenders if it's not already on there. Did you ever watch Pimp My Ride with the crazy car maker? Oh my god, I loved Pimp My Ride with X to the Z exhibit. Loved it. I mean, I heard that it was bad, like in terms of the actual cars. They were never properly fixed and would just be a detriment to the person who like got to be on the show. But I did enjoy that TV show. It was fun. Speaking of Canadian, do you have any opinion about Bill C-11? I recently watched a video about that. Oh, right. I should look into that. I have not been paying attention. I really should, though. Are you going to be doing the background on stream as well? LOL, I loved Rocket Power. Rocket Power was not one I watched, actually. That was the one with the kids on the skateboards, right? I don't... Actually... Am I going to do this on stream? The background, I mean. Good question. You know what? I feel like I should, even though I'm not really done. Because I think I'm pretty much just going to do a black background. Oh, wow. I wasn't looking at my proof version for a while, and like it's so wild to see how different it looks. Hold on. Let me show you. So this is my digital version, and then the rendered version is so much more dramatic. She does look a lot older. She looked a lot younger here. It's the eyeliner. And it's more pastel here. It'll probably look more pastel when I do the background. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Sometimes I'm like, when I look at the digital version, I'm like, oh, I kind of liked it better. But anyway, it's fine. I grew up in SoCal as a kid, so the skate surf aspect made me love that show. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I feel like The Weekenders kind of had that California vibe as well, right? Because they were like a beach town. I love that these streams always end up with us talking about shows. Honestly, that's my favorite, honestly. Like, I obviously know that a lot of people want to talk about art as well because I am a artist, but talking about TV shows and like K-pop and stuff is my favorite. Okay, let's do the background. This is not technically finished yet, but I think that we might as well just do the background while we're here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to run to the bathroom first, and then I'll be back and we'll do the background. So if you need to grab some water or something, this is your opportunity to do so. Elevator music playing. Yes, I am back. Hello. I think she started the stream almost 2 hours ago. Yes, I started the stream at like, what's 120 minutes? That's what the That's what my phone says. That's how long we've been streaming. Okay, so we're gonna do the background, which is going to be basically just a solid black background. And then, yeah, I think that'll really transform the look of everything else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna bust out this palette here and use gouache instead of watercolor, because I don't know why. I just want like a solid black background. So, where is the black paint? Here we go. Right now I'm eating yum yum ramen noodles. Ooh, that sounds good. Damn, it's been 2 hours already. I know, time flies, right? Like, for the most part, like, I'm like, wow, that went by so quickly. But then the other part of me is like, oh, I can feel it in my knees. Okay, let's start this. So this is the this is the part where I'm gonna start like turning the page, because I think just to get like the best possible angle. So I apologize in advance. That's not always like the best viewing experience when I'm like turning the page, but thankfully it's in real time. We're live, right? So it won't be too jarring, as opposed to when that happens during a sped up time lapse. Would you recommend Arteza gouache? I was thinking about purchasing some. I would recommend them if you are looking for, like, if you're a beginner and you're just starting out with them and you just don't have the funds to spend on artist quality regular gouache, because I know those can get quite expensive. I personally have found that the Arteza gouache is great for like sketchbook stuff, like studies and things like that. It is a little bit, like, I think chalky, like a tiny bit chalky, I think, compared to my Winsor & Newton, like, artist grade gouache. But yeah, again, like, if you're just using it to start out with, like for hobby, or just to get a feel for the medium, or you just want like an affordable gouache to use for sketchbook stuff, yeah, I would recommend it, actually. I would also, like, if you are looking to be like fairly serious about gouache, another option would be just to invest in like the primary colors in a black and white in like an artist grade. But again, it just depends on what you are looking for. But actually, speaking of this Arteza gouache, I used it in the the YouTube video that's going to be going up tomorrow. So if you wait until tomorrow, you can see it more in action. Although I have used Arteza gouache in quite a number of videos before. Have you ever used acrylic paint? Yes. Acrylic paint actually was actually one of the first paints that I had tried out back in like high school. I don't use it very often, to be honest, but I did actually try it out for the first time in a long time on a Patreon video. I did a portrait study using it. It works. Yeah, it has a really, really similar feel to acrylic gouache, but I will say I do prefer acrylic gouache over acrylics personally, but not like an insane difference, to be honest, in what I could tell. I tried to do a Wednesday watercolor and I got upset because it didn't turn out the way I wanted. The struggle. I understand where you're coming from, for sure. I definitely feel like a lot of the artwork that I make doesn't come out the way I want, but it's still a learning experience regardless, so it will help you in the long run for the future illustrations. I was kind of debating on whether I wanted it to look fuzzy or just like a solid ball, but now I'm realizing that I didn't make it fuzzy on the other the other ones. So I either like just make them clean or make these ones fuzzy. And maybe I'll make the other ones fuzzy later. I can use gouache, like white gouache, to make them fuzzy. Already though, like how satisfying is that? I mean, it'll look more satisfying when the whole thing is black, but I drew Wednesday, but it looks nothing like Jenna Ortega. I mean, it doesn't have to. She's, of course, Wednesday has been played by many a people and was originally a comic book character, so, or not comic book, a comic character. I think the comics were just like in a magazine or newspaper. Yeah. I guess like the newest thing with, I guess, Jenna Ortega's Wednesday is that she has bangs, whereas all the other iterations did not have bangs. I love the bangs personally, which maybe is a little biased because I myself have essentially the same bangs as her right now. So I could cosplay her very easily if I wanted to. I even have a black top that has like the white collar. It's not a dress, it's just a top, but I could easily put a skirt on and do a Wednesday cosplay. I haven't seen the animated films that were made like more recently. I think it has like slightly mixed reviews. I've heard a number of people say that they really liked them, but some people didn't. I don't know. My favorite for sure will always be the 90s films. Probably because that was my first iteration, and I'm such a 90s baby. I love how you use yellow light in a couple of your pieces. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do want to play with lighting more in the future. For those of you who are familiar with my work, you'll know that I've done a lot of like marker portraits where I did these like two-tone lighting things, which was quite fun. I want to do more of those portraits in the future, especially because I'm going to be doing a few more conventions next year, so I would like to do some more fan art, and I think those portraits are fun to do for fan art portraits. Particularly, I want to do some more Jujutsu Kaisen characters because I love them so much. And probably I'll do some Chainsaw Man characters because that is what's pretty hot right now. And I'm digging some of the character designs as well. The paper is definitely warping quite a bit, but that is okay. I originally intended to just use this tiny brush for the edges, and then I was going to use a larger brush for the rest of the areas. I just kind of forgot. I will do that though. All the people from the early stream are gone, I think. I mean, fair enough. It's been a number of hours now. People have things to do. I also will say that I did not tell anyone about this live stream in advance. So I'm very appreciative for any and all of you who came to the stream. I know it would be very helpful if I had a clear schedule, but I'm not organized enough for that. Are you planning on doing more screen cap redraws next year? I always think something from Hercules would fit your style really well. That is amazing that you actually mentioned that, because the video that's going to be going out tomorrow is a screen cap redraw. It's not of Hercules though. It's actually of Sleeping Beauty. Hercules is on my list because it's one of my favorite Disney films, actually. And I would love to just have an excuse to talk about it. So yes, more screen cap redraws coming out tomorrow. And yeah, definitely going to do Hercules at some point. I think not immediately though, just because the last few screen cap redraws I've done have been animated. Like the last one that I did was Princess Mononoke, and the one before that was Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then this one coming out tomorrow is Sleeping Beauty. So I think next I want to do a live action screen cap redraw. There we go. Whether it's a movie, TV show, or music video, I'm not sure yet. I know some people had mentioned like a K-pop music video again. I did a BTS screen cap redraw a little while back, which was very fun. So I have been debating on doing like a 17 one just because I love them so much. But we shall see. We shall see. It'll probably end up being like a movie or a TV show though. 2 videos in 1 week. Thanks for the early Christmas present. Aw. Yeah, I feel like, the holidays, a lot of people have time off and are just relaxing and stuff. So I figure, my videos can hopefully keep you company. I also know that the holidays is sometimes a hard time of the year. So in that regard, also would love to, be able to cheer people up and have my videos keep them company if, it's not a cheerful time of the year for some. Either way. Also, how like satisfying is this black background? I'm so happy that I decided to do this. Have you ever had the problem with your pages separating from its own near the tear section, seeing that you use a spiral book? I have not had that experience with this one, no. Thankfully, no tearing. I've actually had a little bit of issue with the the Arteza sketchbook that isn't spiral bound. Like some of the pages are like, or what are they called? The like sections are like coming out. So yeah. My favorite Disney movie is The Princess and the Frog. I mean, look at Naveen and Tiana. It's a shame they were frogs for a majority of the movie, though. Yes, I would agree that that is like the biggest crime of that movie. I think that it could have been even better had they not been frogs for most of the movie. I remembered like when it first came out, like the first 30 minutes, like when they were human, I was like, oh my god, I'm loving this. Like they're like the character designs and Naveen, like that smile, so charming, and the like really fun style choice for her, like her, what do they call it? Her, you know, her like ballad song, her solo song, Almost There. Like the style for it was so fun. And then there were frogs for most of the movie. It was such a disappointment, but alas. I loved the best friend. Oh my god, the best friend was so funny. I loved her. When she was like, I'm sweating like a sinner in church. So cute. I loved her. Yeah, she was really, really cute. And I liked that she was just like the supportive best friend in the end. I think that like in a more cliche route, like they would have just made her an enemy or whatever. I'm glad that in the end that she was like supportive, and yeah, I liked that. I'm all about female friends supporting each other. It's weird that Princess and the Frog doesn't have a sequel. Oh yeah, that's true. And they didn't even do a TV show, right? I know with Tangled they did a TV show. One question, now that you've done the jelly gouache for, now that you've had the jelly gouache for a long time, do you recommend them? Honestly, I prefer tubed gouache, personally, because it stays fresh and clean, whereas the jelly gouache, it dries out over time, and there's a lot of contamination between the colors unless you're like super careful. So, and I think that I've mentioned that before. I might have mentioned it in a video too, but that's my personal preference. I prefer tubed over the jelly gouache where it's like all open. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a larger brush to fill in the rest because we don't have to be super careful anymore. Tube lasts so much longer. Yeah, exactly. It's a real shame Disney doesn't do 2D animation anymore. I know, it's my favorite. So sad. So sad. I feel like I've talked about this in a lot of videos, but yeah, I definitely prefer the 2D animation. It's getting a TV show where Tiana goes to Naveen's kingdom coming to Disney Plus. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Actually, speaking of Princess and the Frog, I actually have the art of Princess and the Frog. I bought it when there was a bookstore here in Toronto closing. I know I'm getting derailed here. I'm like so close to finishing, but I just figured now that we're on this topic, I have the art book here. Hold on, let's flip through it a little bit. I love concept art books. Oh my gosh. This book is huge. Hold on. There we go. It's like getting caught in the camera. Love concept art books. Yeah, I love all the backgrounds and the sketches. Look at all the poster designs. Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. Sometimes the concept art is more beautiful than the final film, honestly. Look at these character designs of Naveen. So he looked like this. And then this is the final, like what he ends up looking like. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Like a crime that he was a frog for most of his movie. Some Tiana. So we got some of her. I do love the green. Sheesh, Naveen. Right? Hello. All of these like New Orleans sketches. Look at the lighting and the detail. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. So beautiful. I could never. Oh, the color scripts. These are really cool. I have the Art of Pixar as well, and they have a lot of these color scripts. Back in the day, the color scripts used to be done in like pastels and stuff, which was beautiful. Now they're done digitally because, you know, efficiency, but. Oh yeah, I forgot there was like a whole bayou section in the movie. I just love when they were New Orleans, personally, and when they were humans. Anyway, That's an impromptu. Naveen and Eugene are the standard for men. Yeah, I do appreciate that these newer films give the male characters, like the princes, like more personality, because like those early ones, like Prince Charming and stuff, like they had no personality. So like the one for Snow White, he doesn't even have a name, right? So at least with Sleeping Beauty, he had a name, Philip, right? Anyway, one of my art teachers worked for Disney as an animator in the 90s. She was a huge advocate for continuing the craft of 2D hand-drawn animation. Walt Disney will be rolling in his grave. That's incredible. Also, yes, I agree. 2D animation, hand-drawn 2D animation is really just so special. Yeah, I don't want to reveal it just because I'm going to be posting the video tomorrow, but I loved working on the Sleeping Beauty screen cap redraw because the concept artist for that, the style in Sleeping Beauty is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So stylish, like so unique. It just feels really unique to the other ones, especially the Disney princess ones. Obsessed. I feel like I should get the art book for that. I think I would really enjoy that one. Snow White's prince did have a name, but they never mentioned it. It's Florian. Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, he's like barely in the movie, so fair. Florian, really? It is kind of an unfortunate name, isn't it? It kind of sounds like fluoride. I'm so happy to catch your stream. I'm happy to have you here. I will say, unfortunately, I am about to wrap up, but happy to have you here nonetheless. And the live stream will be up after the fact if you want to watch from the beginning. It is long, so buckle in. But I find that, like, for me, the live streams, I see it as like functioning as like background noise / a co-working session if you want it to be, if you want to have it feel like, you know, you're working with somebody. Wow. Background is in. How satisfying. Oh my gosh. Do you have a favorite art book? Ooh, that's so hard. I don't know. I will say I probably look at The Great American Pinup the most. But I also do really love my Miyazaki ones as well. But yeah, it's hard to narrow. I mean, I don't even have that many, but yeah. I guess I will go with yeah, maybe The Great American Pinup, just because I do look at it a lot. But the Miyazaki ones are really beautiful. Anyway. Mulan is one of their best movies. Such a shame what they did to the live action. Oh yeah, I did not watch the live action. I love Mulan so much. Which I do actually have a video on if you scroll into my YouTube channel. I did 2 screenshots of it. Actually, I can show you guys. Hold on. Now that we're on a Disney chat, because I'm done painting for now. She's not done. She's like close, but I still need to do the line art and stuff. But I will do that probably tomorrow. But while we're here talking about Disney, let's bust out some of my Disney screenshot redraws. Hold on. This sketchbook is like probably 80% done. That'll be a nice juicy sketchbook tour. The Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse art book is so wonderful. I'm also obsessed with Ponyo. Oh yeah, yeah, I was debating on the Spider-Verse one just because it was stylistically so cool. Ponyo, that would be the water stuff. I'm sure would be really, really cool. I already have 3 Miyazaki art of books though, so I'm like, do I need another one? I had Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and Princess Mononoke, which I love, all of them. Okay, this is the BTS screenshot redraw from their Boy With Love music video. Love the colors. Always watch them to see if they do it right, but it's disappointment after another. Yes. Speaking of sketchbook tours, posting one tomorrow. Ooh, amazing. Good job. So proud of you for finishing a sketchbook. Always watch them to see. Yeah. I watched Beauty and the Beast. Very disappointed, even though I love Emma Watson. Aladdin, I was like so on. I thought the actor they picked for Aladdin was very charming, and I feel like he suited the role a lot. But like, I love Aladdin, and the movie was just like okay. Just looked at my old professor, Kathleen. She passed away. Oh, that's so sad. I found out one of my old teachers has passed away as well, which I was really sad to learn because I just thought he was great. Okay. Oh, here she is. There they are. Oh, your sketchbook spreads are always so wonderful and pleasing to look at. Thank you. Did you see the Beauty and the Beast 30th live special with her as Belle? I do want to watch that, actually. I think that was amazing. I saw photos of her and she had like a guitar that was like roses or something. So cool. Yeah. But yeah, so these are my Mulan screenshot redraws. I had a lot of fun working on them. The colors in this one especially were just like so satisfying. Yeah, I have a whole YouTube video on it if you want to check it out after this stream. Also, these are from Klaus, the animated Christmas movie. I actually watched the movie in like June or July a couple years ago, but love the style of the backgrounds on these and the colors and stuff. Very satisfying. Oh yeah, and then I have Batman Returns, one of my favorite films. Obviously, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is iconic. Also a YouTube video. And another YouTube video that I did of doing Sailor Moon screenshot redraws. The Sailor Moon 90s anime has had such a fundamental impact on me as a person and my art and everything. I just love it so much. I just rewatched Klaus today, feeling Christmas homesick today. Yes, definitely Christmas vibes. Christmas vibes right now. Are those... Let's... Do I have any other screenshot redraws in here? I don't think so. I think that's it. Lots of YouTube videos. This was a live stream as well. I did a bunch of characters. Anyway, thank you so much for joining my live stream today. I am very hungry, so I'm going to go sit down and eat and get ready to meet up with my friend. I hope that you all have an amazing holiday, whether or not you celebrate it. Hope you have a good weekend. And the live stream will be up to watch from the beginning if you missed it. And I will catch you hopefully in my YouTube video tomorrow, right? Everyone's going to go watch it. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye.